Welcome to Hope University's Money Saving Energy Tips and Tricks workshop. All of us use energy to heat and power our homes, whether that's electricity, gas, propane, oil, wood, or some combination of those. While heating and powering our homes will always cost money, there are many ways we can conserve energy and lower our bills. Today's goals are to share ways to save energy and money through changing habits and possible home improvements. We also will talk about ways to keep homes safer through several healthy home keep it principles. There are two parts to saving money on an energy bill. The first is behavior, what we do in our homes, and the second is structure, the building itself. Changing daily habits, or the behavior part, is the least expensive way to make changes to save money. These changes can be simple adjustments to daily routines, like shutting lights off and turning down the thermostat. The second way to save money on an energy bill is by looking at the building itself and how energy moves through it, making modifications if needed. This is the structure or weatherization part. If you apply for energy assistance at HopeSource, one of the things we do is calculate your monthly baseload, also known as the lowest amount of energy you can expect to use for lighting, appliances, and anything that is plugged in on a regular basis. This doesn't include heating or cooling costs. Seasonal energy is the energy needed to heat or cool your home in winter or summer months. Baseload energy usually makes up a little over half of the average home's yearly energy costs, so this is a great place to start conserving when looking to reduce energy bills. The good news is that baseload energy use is mostly changed by behavior. This means changing the way we use our home. Even the smallest decrease in the baseload can result in major cost savings over a large enough period of time. After heating and cooling, one of the biggest energy users in your home comes from your hot water heater. Depending on your usage, it can account for up to about 20% of the energy used in a typical home. Check the settings on your hot water heater. For most households, 120 degrees is the recommended setting because it's hot enough to keep bacteria growth at bay, but not hot enough to cause any serious burns. You can also save money by reducing hot water usage. Here are a few tips. Take short showers instead of baths, or don't fill the bath to the brim. You can try turning off the water while shampooing and then turning it back on to rinse. If you're attached to long showers, installing a low-flow shower head can save you hundreds of gallons of hot water yearly. When washing dishes, don't just let the hot water run down the drain. Many of us leave the water on to grab dirty dishes or to find the dish soap. All of those extra minutes can add up to a lot of wasted water. Do you have a dishwasher? If you do, the good news is that a dishwasher is typically more energy efficient than hand washing because it uses less water. But to take advantage of that benefit, you have to run a full load. To save even more money, turn off the heated dry. Full loads also save energy when doing laundry. Wash clothes in cold water for the greatest cost savings. Heating the water accounts for 80 to 90% of the energy that a typical washing machine uses. Fix any water leaks in your home. The telltale sign of a leaky faucet is the steady drip, drip, drip of water splashing into the sink or tub. While you can ignore this for a short period of time, fixing a drip will help you avoid high water bills. A very typical leak of 10 drips per minute wastes nearly a gallon of water a day. Drips like this add up on your water bill. Finally, feel the outside of your hot water tank. If it's hot, consider adding extra insulation, as this will save energy and money. Where is your hot water heater located? If it's in a location that gets very cold in the winter, such as your garage, the added insulation will probably save you more. When doing laundry, you also can save money by minimizing how much you use your dryer. Sunlight is free, and hanging clothes to dry is one way to save money. When you do use your dryer, Make sure you clean the lint trap to help your dryer dry more efficiently and for your own safety. Clogged dryer vents, ducts, and filters are fire risks. Also make sure dryer venting is hooked up properly and not kinked or smashed between the dryer and wall. A disconnected vent allows moisture back into your home, possibly creating mold and mildew issues. Kinked venting also makes your dryer work harder and increases lint buildup. In the kitchen, there are several ways to conserve energy. When it comes to reheating leftovers or warming food, consider using the microwave instead of a conventional oven. A microwave requires less energy. Set your refrigerator to somewhere between 37 to 40 degrees to work at peak efficiency. Keeping it colder wastes energy and leads to icy, wilted produce. The coils behind the refrigerator can get dusty and cause your refrigerator to use more energy to keep the right temperature. When the coils are clogged with dirt and dust, they can't efficiently release heat. The result is your compressor works harder and longer than it was designed to, using more energy and shortening the life of your fridge. Clean the coils to keep your refrigerator as efficient as possible. Avoid opening the oven door when cooking. If possible, use the inside oven light to check on the meal. When you open the oven door, the interior heat can drop by as much as 25 degrees every time. This means your oven must use more energy to reheat back to its original setting. Another way to save, use the right pot for the right stove burner. Many people only use their large burners because they think it heats up pots and pans faster. Doing this causes you to lose heat around the burner that's not covered by a pan. Match the pot or pan to the burner to make cooking more efficient. Did you know lighting consumes about 10% of your annual energy budget? It's easy math. Wasted light equals wasted energy. Even with new efficiencies in light bulbs, simply turning the lights off when you leave the room helps with your monthly energy bill. Light-saving tips include using task lighting, such as a lamp for reading, which only illuminates the area that needs to be lit. Making sure your outdoor lights are off during the day. Keeping your light bulbs clean. Dust can cut a bulb's output by 25%. And use LEDs, which are currently considered the most efficient light bulb. Light bulbs have changed a lot over the last couple of decades. Most people are familiar with the incandescent format, which are the ones that look like the traditional light bulb. LEDs are quickly becoming what's most available in stores. They are brighter and use less electricity. The average lifespan of an incandescent bulb is 1,200 hours, while an LED bulb lasts 25,000 hours. That means one LED bulb will last 20 times longer than an incandescent bulb. In terms of saving money, an incandescent bulb will cost $201 to use over 23 years, while an LED will cost $38. When you consider replacing multiple bulbs, this all adds up. You may have heard of the term phantom draw or phantom load. Some people refer to it as vampire load. Phantom or vampire loads are any electricity that an appliance or device consumes even when it's turned off. These loads can be small for individual appliances, but will add up quickly over the course of the month or year. An average household spends around $165 a year simply keeping electronics plugged in. Several appliances and devices found in every home continue to rely on electricity even when they're turned off. It's why you must reset your blinking stove clock whenever you lose power. Any device that's placed into standby mode instead of turning off completely will continue to pull electricity from the outlet even when they're not actually running. The worst offenders of phantom draw in your home are probably related to entertainment systems. TVs, cable boxes, video game systems, audio systems, and even our phone chargers are the most likely sources of phantom loads in our home. The simplest way to fight phantom draw is to unplug devices when they're not in use. Power strips can help by supplying another level of control between the electrical outlet and the device. If you don't feel like unplugging 6 different things every time, simply plug them all into a single power strip and turn the power strip off when the items aren't in use. This kills the power to the power strip's outlets while protecting against surges of power that can occasionally happen and damage electronics. There are also ways to save money on heating and cooling costs. The first way is to simply adjust your thermostat. According to the U.S. Department of Energy, you can save as much as 10% a year on heating by simply turning your thermostat down 7 to 10 degrees for 8 hours a day from its normal setting during the heating season. You can easily save energy in the winter by setting the thermostat to 68 degrees while you're awake and setting it lower to 58 to 61 degrees while you're away from home or sleeping. Although thermostats can be adjusted manually, programmable thermostats will help you avoid discomfort by returning temperatures to normal before you wake or return home. A common misconception associated with thermostats is that a furnace works harder than normal to warm the space back to a comfortable temperature after the thermostat has been turned down, resulting in little or no cost savings. In fact, this is almost never true. If the system is running less, it means it's using less energy. As soon as your house drops below its normal temperature, it will lose energy to the surrounding environment more slowly. The lower the interior temperature, the slower the energy loss. So the longer your house stays at the lower temperature, the more energy you save. Another cost-saving strategy in the winter is to heat your home by room. If you don't spend time in a room, don't spend money heating it. You can supplement with space heaters if you do not want to keep the whole house at a higher temperature. But it should be noted that heating your entire home with space heaters is not more energy efficient and will make your energy bills higher. Having a space heater in every room in the home and turning them all on at the same time will cost you more, not less. Another tip is to reorganize your furniture by moving it away from drafts and cold windows. Place your couch near a heat source or near an inside wall of your home because outside walls and walls with windows, especially in older homes, tend to feel cooler. This does not necessarily mean that the windows are not working well or need replacement. Window areas will always be a little cooler. Finally, the easiest way to save money and energy is by adding an extra layer of clothing, like a sweater or sweatshirt. Turn your thermostat down and bundle up. If you have a furnace, don't forget to replace your furnace filter. Clean furnace filters help your furnace last longer and reduce energy costs because your furnace doesn't have to work as hard. Clean furnace filters also improve air quality. Changing the filter in your furnace regularly will prevent dust, dirt, and mold from building up inside your home. Also, don't block vents or heat registers. Your furnace will work much more efficiently if your vents are all open. If you have a wood stove, there are things you can do to help heat your home efficiently. First, choose the right firewood. Burn only firewood that has been split, covered, and aged for at least 6 months so it has adequately dried out. Don't burn garbage like food packaging, particle board, or plastics. It burns fast, can release toxins, and can leave residues that can make you sick. Burn small, hot fires. Do this by using the correct firewood and start your fire by placing large pieces of wood on the bottom and then placing the kindling, or smaller pieces, on top. A small hot fire should produce very little smoke. A smoldering fire is a slow, low temperature, low flame fire that will not efficiently heat your home. Clean ashes from the stove and keep the door closed. Chimney fires can occur from improper installation and maintenance, so it's always important to make sure that your stove and chimney are maintained and working well. There are ways to save energy and be more comfortable in the summer too. If you have central air conditioning, you can save money by keeping your house warmer than normal when you are away and setting the thermostat to 78 or 80 degrees and only cooling when you are at home. Set your thermostat at as high a temperature as comfortably possible. The smaller the difference between the indoor and outdoor temperatures, the lower your overall cooling costs will be. In the summer, a fan can help the room you are in feel cooler. You also can keep shades drawn when there is direct sunlight because the sun heats up a house quickly, especially on southern-facing windows. And speaking of windows, make your windows work for you. Open more than one window to create a cross breeze. Even in the summer, it usually cools off at night or in the early mornings in Kittitas County. Close your windows and blinds before it gets warm, then open them up at night. This traps some of the cool air in the house and helps keep the home from warming up too much. But even if you're using LED bulbs, turning the heat down, and doing all the other things we've talked about, you still might have a sizable energy bill. Lowering your energy bills may require having your home weatherized or making physical changes or improvements to enjoy the full benefit of paying attention to saving money while staying comfortable in your home. Weatherization is the modification of homes to increase efficiency and decrease energy use. Typical measures include insulation, air sealing, and changes to the type of fuel used to heat the home. The first step for weatherizing a home is an in-home energy assessment. HopeSource offers in-home energy assessments, as do some utilities and private contractors. When HopeSource does an in-home energy assessment, our staff members will visit a home to discuss current energy usage and look at low and no-cost ways to cut back on bills. The home will then be evaluated for more weatherization services. Weatherization projects are selected based on when you applied, the condition of the home, eligibility and priority status, and available funds. If the home is selected as a weatherization candidate, HopeSource auditors will return to do a technical and in-depth inspection using tools such as a blower door. A blower door is a powerful fan that mounts into the frame of an exterior door. The fan pulls air out of the house, lowering the air pressure inside. The higher outside air pressure then flows in through all unsealed cracks and openings. This test finds the air infiltration rate of a building. An infrared camera also might be used to find air leakage, spot potential safety hazards, and pinpoint the best possible weatherization measures to create an individualized, safe, and efficient plan for weatherizing the home. An assessment and an audit do not guarantee HopeSource will be able to work on your home. Health and safety issues, such as whether the home has mold or asbestos, play a large role in the decision of whether to move forward with the work or not. There are several ways a home can be weatherized. One of the first ways is air sealing and insulation. Can you see daylight between doors and door frames? Adding or replacing weather stripping and door sweeps can ensure that every possible savings is taken advantage of. Windows, regardless of how new or old, are still a source of heat loss. Less expensive measures than window replacement, such as caulking and weather stripping, are simple and effective air sealing methods that offer quick returns on investment. Caulk is a material used to seal joints or seams against leakage in various structures and piping. Typically, caulk is used for filling in cracks and openings between stationary house components, and weather stripping is used to seal components that move, such as doors and operable windows. Windows and doors account for about 20% of the air leakage in a typical home. The major culprit of air leakage is ductwork, walls, floors, and ceilings. Sealing ductwork and airflow registers is one of the first things HopeSource looks at when starting a weatherization project. If ducts are loose or disconnected, you may be paying to heat your crawl space or attic instead of your living areas. Air gaps around plumbing fixtures, fans and venting, and lighting fixtures are sources of leakage as well. Like a blanket or sweater on a person, insulation helps minimize heat loss through a home's ceilings, walls, and floors. When HopeSource's weatherization team evaluates a home, your insulation is examined to make sure there's enough and that it's properly installed and evenly distributed so cold air cannot get in between the insulation and interior surfaces. In some cases, more insulation can be added to weatherize a home. Places where insulation can be added may include attics, walls, underfloors, and around ducts and hot water pipes. Another option may be replacing an existing heating system with one that is more efficient, such as retrofitting a home with a heat pump. Each weatherization project is customized for the specific home. Finally, regardless of energy efficiency, there are things that can be done to ensure your home is safe and healthy. By following these 7 Keep It principles, you can help make your home a healthier place to live. Keeping your home dry is important because excess moisture from poor ventilation, plumbing leaks, and roof leaks can lead to mold and mildew, which can lead to many health issues. High moisture levels in the home can worsen asthma symptoms. It can also lead to the structures of your home rotting, which can be a big safety risk. Excess moisture can also attract unwanted pests. Prevent excess moisture in the home by repairing any leaks right away, making sure all appliances like the clothes dryer are vented properly, and open windows and use exhaust fans regularly. A dirty home is the perfect place for asthma triggers and pests to make their home. It is important to remove dust, dirt, and food scraps before they build up in a problem. You can limit the amount of dust and dirt in the home by placing mats at every entrance door. Wash bedding often to minimize dust mites, which are a common allergen. Lastly, making sure trash isn't piling up in the home is top priority when it comes to preventing pests that could bring in their own messes. All pests, including mice, rats, and bugs, need food, water, and shelter to live. Stop the problem before it begins by limiting any potential food and water supply. Keep any food off the ground and in airtight containers. This includes pet food too. Block any potential entrance points for pests so they can't get in the home. If pests are already a problem, use sticky traps and baits in closed containers. If you need to use a pesticide, follow the guidelines on the label for how to apply, store, and dispose of pesticides safely. Increasing the supply of fresh air can help reduce exposure to indoor asthma triggers and other contaminants. To keep your home well ventilated, use exhaust fans and open windows, especially when you are cleaning, cooking, showering, or using chemicals in your home. Many injuries can occur in the home, including burns, poisonings, and falls. Keep your home safe by installing smoke and carbon monoxide detectors. Homes should have a smoke detector on every level and one in each bedroom. Landlords are required to provide them for rentals. HopeSource also receives smoke detectors from the Red Cross and can install them during an in-home energy assessment if the home doesn't already have them. Keeping a fire extinguisher on hand is a good idea too. If a home has a combustion appliance, such as a gas furnace or wood stove, the home also should have a carbon monoxide detector. HopeSource can install one during an in-home energy assessment if the home doesn't have one and there's a combustion appliance in the house. You also can keep your home safe by properly labeling and storing all chemicals and medicines, by securing loose rugs and removing hard and sharp surfaces from children's play areas. Install handrails and keep stairs in good condition. Contaminants in the home may include pesticides, lead, tobacco smoke, and carbon monoxide. Keep your home contaminant-free by installing a carbon monoxide detector, using lead-safe practices to fix deteriorating lead paint, making smoke-free home rules, and by storing and using chemicals, paints, and cleaning supplies safely. Poorly maintained homes are at risk for many of the problems already mentioned, such as pests, moisture, and other structural problems. Inspect, clean, and repair your home routinely. Take care of minor repairs and problems before they become large repairs and problems. Change your furnace filter at least every 90 days and have combustion appliances serviced every 2 years. As you've seen, there are many ways to save energy and money. By implementing even a few of the measures we've talked about, you will have a more energy efficient home and save money on your energy bills. We here at HopeSource are ready to help. The first step is contacting us to determine your eligibility and to learn about how HopeSource's weatherization and energy assistance programs can help you. Start with contacting us for energy assistance, and then tell our energy assistance intake staff if you are also interested in weatherization. Thank you for participating in this workshop.